Trending Countdown time, where we run down some of the biggest stories of the week, Disney style, of course. And right up front, Katrina Manzoni takes it away with some of our news. What's going on?
Some great news is happening. So, Experiences and Products Chairman Bob Chapek announced on Tuesday that Mickey Chapek.
That's how we should refer to him from now.
Can we have like an echo? Chapek. That Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will be opening March 4th, 2020 at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This will be the first Disney ride-through attraction featuring Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. It'll draw guests inside a Mickey cartoon for a fun-filled adventure where mouse rules apply and anything can happen. So this is actually really exciting. It's kind of like the art style of the new Mickey Mouse cartoons.
What are mouse rules?
I mean, have you seen Roger Rabbit?
I have.
I mean, probably an anvil can fall on your head and you don't die.
Well then.
I think
I don't know.
I think that's probably
Can
true.
fall out of a building, can't die. No one can die.
In the poster, it looks like, well, at least in one of the posters they released, there's like an underwater part. So you're going to be able to breathe underwater. You will not drown, I suppose.
Because that's what a mouse can do.
That's what a mouse can do.
By George. I got to tell you, I'm so pumped to finally... I was more excited about this than I was all of Star Wars Land when I heard that this was coming.
No, I kind of agree with you.
So pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to know that it's finally on the way. I did plan a trip earlier this year to Walt Disney World specifically to visit when it was supposed to be open. Oh. And, of course, it got delayed this year. For anybody that doesn't know, this was originally supposed to be open this past spring, 2019. So... a year later, we will wait.
Next spring.
it's about time.
I'm really excited. I think it's going to have stuff that is going to blow your mind, personally. I think it's going to be things that you've never seen before. And I don't know if any of you guys have watched episode 5 of the Imagineering story yet.
Yes.
But they talk a lot about projection mapping in that episode. And there's a couple shots in there that I think are straight up like prototypes for Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. I don't know. Anyway,
And also
it's so vivid
prototypes
too.
for
Yeah.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but we won't get into that.
Oh my, JPEG.
I like this.
Oh my gosh.
How about what's next on the docket?
So, and then there's even more cool announcements that happen at Walt Disney World. They actually announced a little bit more information about the 3 new restaurants coming into Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios. So first off, over at Epcot is Regal Eagle Smokehouse, craft drinks and barbecue, which I'm really excited for. This new fast casual restaurant opening this winter at the American Adventure is going to serve classic backyard barbecue celebrating flavors from different regions around the U.S., as well as home-style craft brews, which is pretty exciting. When you enter, you'll be greeted by the enticing aromas of barbecue coming from large smoker located in the center of the outdoor bar and seating area. So I can't wait to keep smelling that when I walk around.
You
outside.
will walk away smelling like it, probably.
Probably. I don't care. It's okay.
I didn't realize there was going to be an outdoor bar there, actually.
Yeah, it's going to
That's pretty
be
cool.
off to this, like when you used to enter where that glass area used to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be the bar.
Fantastic.
And
Yeah,
it better have like overhang, so just in case there's like a downfall of rain, everybody's covered.
I would think it would be that. I would think it's like an indoor-outdoor thing, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know.
And I think anything would be better than what has lived in the American Pavilion up until this point, being that just sort of standard burger and fry restaurant, for a representation of America at Epcot. I get it. I guess it's uniquely American, but it was always something in this world cuisine showcase that is at Epcot to just have that be what the offering was.
Yeah.
As the
Kind of
American
like
Adventure.
silly, like, oh, burgers and fries, that's America.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it was just the same thing you could get at like Electric Umbrella and stuff,
Yeah.
which just made it boring, or even just like Cosmic Rays or anything, it's just generic stuff. So it was really...
I'm excited about it because I would like to try the different barbecues from around the U.S. I mean, there's vinegar-based ones and then there's like ketchup-based ones, and I particularly like the vinegar-based barbecue sauces.
My goodness, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's amazing. And then another restaurant coming into Epcot, which we talked about the last episode. Because they had, I don't know, what was it? They were trying to find a cook or something.
Yeah, their chef gave up.
Their chef gave up or
apparently,
whatever. So Space 220, they announced a little bit more about it. It's going to be a table service restaurant debuting this winter. I don't even know that's true. Like, they said it's this winter.
Wrong.
I don't know about
I can't
this
imagine.
one.
I cannot
February
imagine.
is technically
Is that
winter.
winter?
Yeah, right.
Sure, you're right. I guess it's up
Cutting
till
it
February.
a little, I don't know. I don't like when they do this whole winter spring thing. So
Yeah.
it's like the last day of winter. It's open.
Sure.
But it said winter. I don't know. So it's in Epcot. It's going to be next to Mission Space. So when you enter the restaurant, you'll step into a special space elevator that'll take you 220 miles above the Earth's surface and offer incredible celestial views. You'll feel as if you're traveling straight up into space to dock next to the Centauri space station, suspended just beyond the orbit of Mission Space. Upon arrival, you'll be guided to your seats past the grow zone and spinning wall of produce that mimics Earth's gravity and represents some of the fresh ingredients used by the restaurant's culinary team, which is kind of cool. So it's going to be like going through the living by this, like, what is it called? Oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Living with the land.
Yeah.
I was like, living with the seas. No, that's not right. Living with the land, like those things that like spin. So you have like that nice thing.
Got a grow zone
Yeah.
in space, because how else are you going to get your food?
Of course, this
Yeah.
is like a Matt Damon movie come to life again.
Oh,
But,
let's not get that movie involved with people eating this food.
In a bag.
If anybody's seen that movie, you'll understand. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Anyway, so then the third rrestaurant is...
There's another one?
There's one more.
What?
But not in Epcot. It's going to be a little further away.
Oh!
You're going to have to take this, like the Skyliner over there. So it is over in Hollywood Studios, the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue Restaurant.
Yeehaw.
Ooh, can you guess where that's going to be located?
Could it be in...
Galaxy's Edge.
Of course, yeah, that's right.
Seems
It
like a
makes
good
sense.
place for a roundup.
It's right next to Galaxy's Edge, though.
That was close.
Yeah, Toy Story Land.
Oh, Toy Story Land.
Yeah,
Rodeo
makes
Roundup.
total sense. So this new table service restaurant invites you to a rootin' tootin' rodeo right in Andy's backyard. Crazy. They mentioned it like a while back, and now they kind of gave us a little bit more. So guests will be immersed with all their favorite toy pals in the Western atmosphere of Woody's Roundup, providing a fun, family-friendly dining experience that could only be had in Toy Story Land. A new artist concept image released a couple days ago emphasized the theme of the new restaurant, constructed from Andy's favorite larger-than-life play sets and games. So
Woody's Roundup.
it's going to be pretty cool. I hope it's like, I don't know, it's going to be like Hoop-de-Doo or something like that in
From
like
what
in
I
a
understand,
way.
like no characters or no real show elements. I mean, it just seems like it's...
You're just going to be sitting on play sets.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems, honestly, by the concept art, I am not too thrilled by it. I don't know. It looks like the queue almost to Midway Mania.
It does look like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, oh, we're just going to be eating in the queue, I guess.
Is it going to be like
And
Chez Remy, kind of like where...
No.
Or
Well,
no? Like how you're
what
like
do you mean,
sitting
like
in
it's gonna
like
be like,
bottle
oh, you're in a
caps and like wires and
maybe.
stuff, you
I think it could be like that, because if I'm not mistaken, the whole idea is that like Andy put this restaurant together, right?
Yeah.
So
I think they need it. I think Hollywood Studios really needs like a restaurant, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for it.
More
Hopefully
table
it's good.
service is
Maybe
always
they'll use
helpful
good
in that
barbecue.
environment.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
am I the only one that just wishes they would have just built a Pizza Planet though?
totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seems
it's
appropriate.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
but
don't
they
know.
have what, the Pizza Rizzo, whatever there. So.
Yeah, they sure do.
They can't shut that down. JPEG.
It had nothing to do with Pizza Rizzo, but I mean,
He must have.
no, yeah, right.
Doesn't it sound delicious having a mouse make your pizza?
A rat.
It's
a
a rat
rat.
pizza.
I mean, I was trying to make it sound good, but
How dare you? Yeah, no.
was a
The
dirty
Pizza Rizzo. If
dirty
you've ever had that at Disney's Hollywood Studios, we've talked about it here before. I think Garrett mentioned it once as a place to go after Muppet Vision 3D. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah,
go to
you don't
Mama
need to.
Melrose.
No.
Just
Yeah.
go over that
If you
way.
want Italian food, Mama Melrose
I'm
is the
sorry,
place to
Go over
go.
there.
but- Yeah.
He looks sad.
I just love the Muppets so much. Just to see
Sure.
that, is just like,
I think it's great that they built that restaurant
Yeah.
because they didn't need to. There was no
Yeah.
reason to change it from a Toy Story thing to a Muppets thing, but they did it, and I love the theming, and I love that aspect of it. The food, not so good. That's
no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And when I went there, the atmosphere was great. The food, not so much.
Pizza is not a difficult thing to get,
Sure.
do well on. I mean, I don't necessarily understand why they've never been able to put out pizza that's worth a darn at that location.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing.
I think it just probably boils down to they know it's not great pizza, but it's also going to be cheaper, and they're trying to just appeal to people who are going to want to pay that price point. That's the only thing I could
You're
possibly
still
think of.
paying inflated prices given
Oh,
the
sure,
fact that you're,
sure.
a tourist, just because you shouldn't have to sacrifice quality for the sake of, a buck in a theme park. I mean, you're
I
Disney.
agree
You
with
should
you.
still stamp that brand quality approval on everything and say, yeah, not only are we good at this, but dang it, this is a great place for you to come
agree.
eat.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think that in a way, I mean, except for Epcot is going to be the king of all the restaurants, of course. But as far as restaurants go, I feel like they have great restaurants in Hollywood Studios, but then they have the worst quick service. You know, it's like, it's interesting how it's like
It is
that.
an odd trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pumped to see any new restaurants coming into Hollywood Studios. Hopefully, and I think you're right, Tyler. I mean, it does look very much like you're eating in line for Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
It's the way the concept
Bring
art
in
looks.
like a restaurant for Star Wars, and I'll be happy.
Probably
Like a
should have been
really
done to
cool
begin
one.
with.
Kind of like a Space 220.
Oh,
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
there's a concept.
Isn't that cool? Or you like eat on a ship or something, like a cool like Starcruiser kind of thing. I don't know.
You know, I heard the company that built Willy Wonka's elevator is building the elevator for Space 220.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that company's name?
Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompas Inc. I don't know.
Oompa Loompas.
You
tried.
had me so much, and then you just couldn't finish.
I was trying to get a dad joke in there. He always comes up on those.
I felt like I already was at the dad joke.
I mean, it
Anyway.
was just wrong on so many levels.
Let's move on, everybody.
Appreciate you trying, at least. Well, all these new great eats coming to us across Walt Disney World property.
Get those stretchy pants ready.
That's right. I'm ready to gain another 20 pounds without Thanksgiving. Tyler, what else is going on?
Yeah, so going along with more announcements for when things are opening, they have announced that the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, which is the new hotel that's going to be a 2-night kind of cruise itinerary for Star Wars fans right next to Hollywood Studios, that's going to be debuting in 2021 at the Walt Disney World Resort. As I said, it's like a new type of immersive vacation. You're going to be showing up. You drive in your car or your Magical Express or whatever to the place. You board a shuttle. You get to the Galactic Space Cruiser terminal. You'll get on this little shuttle. They'll take you to, as you're going up to, you're going to blast off at light speed. I know, it's going up there.
I'm
You're going to
also
blast
going.
off, and as you're going up, you're going to be able to look out the window, see Earth below you, and you're going to be able to see. Now, honestly, I'm not exactly.
Like psychedelic, man. This is crazy.
What direction is it?
It's
we're
up.
Blasting up. Okay.
But
Thank you.
so, Halcyon, is that how you think you say the Star Cruiser?
That's how
Does
I would
anybody
say
know?
it.
Halcyon, I think that's going to be the Star Cruiser you're going to be able to see. But the reason you have to take a shuttle is because it's too big to
Yeah.
land on any planet.
Yeah.
So of course
It's
everybody
like
knows
a
that.
dinghy, like when you go on a normal cruise ship.
Exactly.
So
But
Obviously.
of course, part of the adventure on the Halcyon is going to be there's going to be a day at port where you're going to go to Black Spire Outpost, and you're going to continue your story that you had on Halcyon is going to follow you out to Black Spire. I don't know exactly how they're going to do that or what the story that they're going to have on Halcyon. That sounds very interesting to me. But you're going to take a specially designed shuttle to get to Black Spire Outpost as well. So it seems like everything that they're doing with this hotel is just about immersion. Like that's the entire thing. And a 2-night thing. It's going to be interesting to see how many times people are going to want to do this. I feel like. I mean, I definitely want to do it at least.
we should all do it.
We should
together.
all do it
That's a great
together.
idea.
Actually,
We'll
that'd be
vlog
fun.
It, and
Yeah.
then we'll go to port and go to Black Spire Outpost.
Yeah.
because that's super fun.
You know,
And we'll dress up and all this cool
Oh,
stuff.
perfect.
I think I'm on board. But the other
he
thing is like if everybody's following their Star Wars story, don't you think most people want to be a Jedi? So then is it going to be weird that there's like 900 Jedi on this
I want to be an
space
engineer
station? Like
because that's like the best.
An engineer?
It's not.
No. That's,
Maybe
It's like the worst
she's making
position.
yeah.
maybe if you're cast on the way in, like they got to balance it out somehow, right?
See, but
So they're
then
just gonna keep handing you things just like they do Smuggler's Run. And we're like,
That's what I
you're
was
gonna
gonna
get an
say.
engineer. And I'm like,
that's what I was going to say. Then you're telling me I'm going to spend $6,000 on this vacation, and then I don't even get the role that I want. Like
Yeah.
that
you're
would
gonna
make me
be in
angry.
custodial.
Like, yeah, really, yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't like that. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do, because obviously they have to have this whole itinerary booked out.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be you wake up and it's like, oh, what should we do today? No, they're going to have it planned for you.
Right.
And I'm curious to see what exactly there is to do on this ship. I mean,
I'm excited for them to transfer you from the hotel to Black Spire Outpost.
Yeah,
Because
I want to
the
see
van,
all that stuff.
So it's going to be like projected, right? Like you're going to be driving in a van, but it's going to be kind of like going on on Hogwarts Express, like where you can't see where you're going, but they're going to have stuff playing off to the side.
I'm
probably going to get sick, but it seems really cool.
I wonder how they're even going to portray these things. Like, how are they going to disguise this bus as a spaceship or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of really curious things that I think are going to add up to a really cool experience that I think I'm going to want to. I think everybody's going to want to experience it. But but again, my question is like, so if you do this 2-day itinerary, is there going to be another itinerary that you could do like down the road, or is it going to be the same exact story, or like how many times can you do this experience? I'm just curious about that.
And then I mean, there's only so much before it gets played out. That's for sure. And I mean, you take a look at the concept art, or even the live image of like it being built. I think we have it here, as a matter of fact, where I mean, it looks like a ship on the ground. It kind of has that shape, but it's definitely one of those things that, I mean, clearly it's not going to have any windows. It's supposed to be all completely enclosed. You're supposed to be on a ship in space, that whole concept. So
that's the amazing thing about this photo that we're looking at right here, is that all of that, if you really think about it, is going to be considered backstage.
Yeah.
It's the first time that like an actual building, like a hotel building, is going to be like backstage. They don't want you to look at that. They don't want you to see it. That's not part of your experience. So they're going to make it look not ugly, but they're just not going to worry about how beautiful it is.
Yeah. Probably going to be one
It's
concrete.
like the first hotel where you can't just drive up being like, I want to go to dinner here.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
They'd
yeah,
be like,
sure.
Get out of here.
Yeah, could you imagine going to security? Oh, yeah, we want to go hit up the restaurant. No.
You want to go to Space 220 then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Turn around.
Right.
Go down the street.
Park
You'll
it
be
up.
fine.
That's right. Well, I can't wait to see it either. A lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this type of experience, first of its kind for Disney. And really, I
First
think
of its kind for
exciting.
anybody.
I'm gonna say,
feel
I don't
like.
know anybody that's ever attempted something like this. So
I mean, there's been like, interactive dinner shows and things like that before, but this is like an interactive dinner show for 2 days. I mean, there's nothing. This is exciting. It's exciting. It really is.
I think about that, dad that pays for everything but doesn't necessarily want to be involved. How much are they going to force you to be involved
Oh, yeah.
in this sort of situation? And are they going to give you the opportunity to just go back to your room and say, I don't want to deal with it? Or,
They're going to have, and of course they've embraced data pads in Batu, and so because everybody's going to be walking around on their cell phone still, so it's just, now it's part of it's a data pad, everybody. It's part of the universe. Don't worry. I don't know. It's going to be really, really interesting. It's an exciting time, and I just wonder if we're going to see videos coming out of it, or if it's going to be one of those things that you're going to have to experience. I wonder what the rules will be like about filming other guests or anything like that.
Interesting
curious.
Policing that will have to be done in an environment like this. Yeah.
Okay, so on to our next story. More announcements of releases. How exciting.
What else is coming, Tyler?
Oh, my goodness. So over at Epcot, there is a trifecta of films opening up, and they're happening on January 17th.
How about that?
So the first one, well, hold on. Let me get my bearings here.
Get your bearings.
Sorry, yeah. So that's the first day. That's actually the same day that Festival of the Arts opens. So anybody who's excited to go see Festival of the Arts, go there on January 17th. You can also see these 3 films playing. The first one is Awesome Planet, and that is in the Land Pavilion. And it's going to showcase the Earth's beauty and diversity in a 10-minute film featuring spectacular imagery, in-theater effects, and original music from the Academy Award-winning composer Stephen Price. So that sounds like it's going to be interesting. There's going to be rain in theater effects. There's got to be rain in your face. So
covering the Earth in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's all you need. Beauty and the Beast is going to be the next one. The Beauty and the Beast sing-along. It's happening in France, and it's in that same theater that Impressions de France
France.
De France. Impression de France.
I speak French.
Pardon moi.
So does Garrett. Do you know
No,
that?
does he really?
Yeah.
I know.
Listen to him
words.
pronounce French words. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'll have to do that now.
Yeah, it's
Noted.
incredible. Yeah.
So this is going to be directed and produced by Don Han, who is the producer. He was the producer of the animated and the live-action Beauty and the Beast films.
Don Han.
Exactly, yeah. It will invite guests to participate in a twist on a tale as old as time, also featuring narration from Angela Lansbury,
Love it.
who, of course, was Mrs. Potts in the
course.
original Beauty and the Beast movie.
I'll tell you when you're older.
That's Angela?
Is she here?
Angela?
Where's my tea?
Oh my God! Pour me a teacup full, please. Thank you. My goodness.
You'd be drinking out of her son. Isn't that weird?
That is
Anyway,
kinda
let's move on.
strange,
Oh my gosh.
That mustache.
The new film will run in rotation with Impressions de France. Did I say it right? I was close.
Impression.
Which
France.
is receiving an upgrade to a 4K projection. So,
That'd be cool.
yeah,
It's gonna
does
make me
it-
even more sick. I'm just gonna be like, oh,
I know I do get
It's a
slightly.
great- it's awesome,
It's a
though.
no. It's a great.
It's
that,
great.
I think that is the best. We'll have to see. We have one more down here, but I think Impressions of France is my favorite. Like World Showcase
the
movie
music,
that they have.
everything, but it's like you have to
so
get
great.
adjusted to it.
Yeah.
It's like all around you.
And definitely a video that has stood the test of time. I mean, that is clearly, it was filmed in the 80s, and it really stands up to today's standards by, I think, quality and look and appearance.
It
It's
really
just
does.
beautiful.
And I have to say, too, I actually, when we went and watched it, we watched it like last year, I think, for the first time.
Yeah.
And when I went and saw
missed
it,
out.
I actually felt like I was missing out. I was like, wow, I'm so sad I haven't seen it sooner. And I got a little teary-eyed during it.
Wow.
Because it was actually kind of moving in a way.
What stopped you guys from seeing it all this time?
I think it's like when we would go, it's either it wasn't playing yet or we just had to run and do our fast passes and stuff. And it was just never like in our thoughts to go in and do it. And then, or we, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just one of
never
those things
really
where
in
it's
that
like,
time.
it's just an old movie. Like, I don't really need to go see it. And I don't know. And also, too, it didn't help that the first time I ever went to Epcot, I was very young. And it was one of those things where I was a kid. I was like 10 years old. And I was like, let's do some rides, man. We're here for the rides. And my parents the entire time were just like, oh, we need to go around to every country and go to every shop and do. And while that can be exciting to me now, later in my life,
Old man.
it was the worst thing possible. I know, I'm turning into an old man. It was the worst thing possible that a kid in Disney World wanted to go do.
Sure.
Yeah.
So for a long time, I kind of had I didn't want to see these shows, because I was just kind of like, I've been there, done that. Like I did that when I was 10. I don't need to do it again. But I was wrong. They offer. We saw Canada recently, which let me talk about the last part real quick.
Talk about the last
Yeah.
part.
So the last film that's debuting is Canada Far and Wide and the Circle Vision 360, and it's in the Canada Pavilion. Obviously, it's an update to O Canada. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, and I don't think it's going to have that anymore.
No.
There's going to be a new musical score by Canadian composer Ander Lockington. So
Ander Lockington.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before, but
I thought everyone had.
listen, he's got to have some kind of clout, and he's Canadian, so he fits in perfect.
It's a very Bieber-esque quality to have.
Sure, it is. It is Bieber.
Very important.
You're right about that.
Surprised they didn't have anything.
But you cannot forget about the narration by the award-winning actors Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. So
I'm excited.
that'll be
for this.
amazing. But yeah, I mean, we went to go see O Canada last year too, and even that was a lot of fun as well. I don't know why I haven't seen these movies in a while, but I'm very excited.
Cheesy, but
yeah,
it's cool.
it was
I mean,
clearly
Martin
cheesy,
Short
but
is
Martin
like,
Short, you expect that.
obviously a prized possession.
Martin
so.
Short is great. So
It's very entertaining, hilarious. Martin Short is, even though he's beyond, I guess, our generation of
Sure.
comedian. Not a lot of people know him.
I love him
from our
on Saturday
era.
Night Live. That's how I like.
He's
first found
hilarious.
him,
He's one of my favorite people.
Three Amigos,
Absolutely.
Those are like prize things. But now like Eugene Levy's gonna be in it and Catherine O'Hara, which is cool. I'm like wondering if they're gonna be in like Schitt's Creek-esque type like talking. Have you guys seen Schitt's Creek? Anybody? No?
No.
Crickets? Okay, cool.
What a
well,
loner.
you should totally watch it. It's amazing. I really want her to say baby. Anybody understand?
Oh, I
You
wish I got
watched
that
it.
reference.
I know. I wish you did too. Gosh, it's
Seems hilarious. I don't know.
I love her the way she talks. Just watch a couple episodes on the way she talks.
Baby.
She just has this like weird accent, and I love it to death.
I don't think she's going to do the accent, but I think
I
they will.
want her to be in character.
I think they
for
will have
this.
friendly
That would
banter.
be hilarious. Yeah, they probably will.
But yeah, all those shows, January 17th.
Very cool.
It's exciting. I love Epcot. I think it might be my favorite theme park, period.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for new things.
I'm pumped too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have all these new shows kind of breathing a life into World Showcase and bringing more attention back to these different countries and keeping it fresh for everybody. And that-
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.